Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have two more horror-themed TBRs for you. I'm going to be doing my TBR for the American Horror Stories Reading Challenge and Step Right Upathon. First is the American Horror Stories Reading Challenge, which was created by Prue Pruitt. I'll link his channel down below. And it goes from now until Halloween. And there are challenges that go along with all of the seasons of American Horror Story. The first book is Murder House. Read a book with ghosts or a haunted house. For that, I'm going to read Hell House by Richard Matheson. I just read this last year and really enjoyed it, but it is going to be a book club book in October, so I'm gonna reread it this time as an audiobook. Next is Asylum. Read a book with an asylum or about a mental illness. I'm going to read some stories and poems by Edgar Allan Poe. I think many of his poems have to do with a descent into madness. One poem that I know for sure has this theme is The Telltale Heart, which is one of the stories that I'll be reading. Next is Coven. Read a book with witches or magic. I didn't finish this one this month for the Spooky Smart Bees readathon, so I'm going to move it on over. I'm going to read Hex by Thomas Old Hulvelt, which is about a witch. Next is Freak Show. Read a book with a monster or that involves a circus, carnival, or fair. I'm going to be reading Creature by Hunter Shea. Hotel. Read a book with a creepy hotel, vampires, or serial killers. I'm going with vampires, and I'll be reading The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice, which is the second book in the Vampire Chronicles. Roanoke. Read a book involving an urban legend, found footage, or based on true events. I'm going to read Breaking the World by Jerry Gordon. And this is loosely based on true events. The Branch Davidian Church in Waco, Texas, which happened back in 1993. And I don't think that this completely follows the true story of the Branch Davidian Church, because I think he took the events and then built a fictional story around them. Cult. Read a book with a cult, politics, or LGBTQ author. I'm going with a cult. I'm going to read Beneath by Christy DeMeester. Apocalypse. Read a book with demons, exorcism, or a dystopian. I'm going to read The Misplaced, which is a indie graphic novel that takes place mostly in the afterlife and involves angels, demons, and a reaper or death. Has some amazing artwork, and I can't wait to read this one. And the last season of American Horror Story that is in this challenge is 1984. Read a slasher or a book about summer camp. I'm going to do both with one book. That's Fat Camp by James Sabata. about a slasher in a summer camp. I love the show American Horror Stories, and I am really excited to read these books. So thank you, Prue, for creating this awesome challenge, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be starting to read books in September, and I'm not going to be reading them in order because I'm reading these books for other readathons and challenges too, and some I have to read beginning of September, some I have to read the end of September, some I need to read in October, so they're going to be all mixed up. I hope that's okay. The next readathon that I want to talk about is the Step Right Upathon, which is hosted by Linda's World of Books and co-hosted by Nikki at I Read Past My Bedtime. And this one goes from September 14th through the 28th. There are 5 challenges, and the theme of this amazing readathon is a dark carnival, which is really awesome. The first prompt is to read a book with black on the cover or enter the haunted house. Read a book with a supernatural creature. I'm going to read a book with black on the cover, which is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. Number 2, read a fairy tale retelling or visit the fortune teller. Read a horror, mystery, or thriller book. I'm going to be reading a horror book, Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. Number 3, read a sequel or snack time. Choose a corn dog. Read a book with a character not who they seem to be, or a snow cone. Read a book that will make you shiver. I'm going to read a sequel for this, and that is going to be Indelible by Karen Slaughter. This is a thriller in a series. I believe this is the 4th one. Number 4, read a book with a scary cover, or play a carnival game. You win. Choose a prize. Choose a teddy bear. Read a book that you might need someone around to get through, or a skeleton. Read a book with murder, death, or a missing person. Of course, I chose a skeleton, and I'm going to read Fat Camp by James Sabata, which involves a lot of murder and death. Number 5, read a book that has dark magic, or read the group book, which is Skullduggery Pleasant, number 1, which is the first in a series. I'm going to go with dark magic. So I'm going to read Hex by Thomas Old Hoevelt, which is a horror novel translated from Dutch that involves a witch and a hex, which is dark magic, I believe. So those are my TBRs for the American Horror Story Reading Challenge and the Step Right Upathon that are coming up very soon. I'm really excited for them both. Are you participating in either of these? And have you read any of these books that I'm planning on reading? If you have, please let me know what you think of them. If you like this video, you can hit like and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.